Hey, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Testing one, two. Can you guys hear me?
Can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? All right. You guys are ready?
All right, good evening. Going to call the Finance Board meeting Wednesday, July 8th to order at 6 o'clock. First up, we have welcome our new members, Duncan McNeil and Greg LeBrecq. Duncan, you feel free if you'd like to say anything to the people.
Hello.
All right, fair enough. And Greg?
I'm fine, thanks.
All right, perfect. You guys are short and sweet, I like it. Next up, we have the reorganization of the Finance Board. So starting a new fiscal year, we need to do new chair, vice chair, and secretary. Bill, who was the chair, is no longer with us. I was serving as the vice chair. That's why I'm doing this now. And Mark is our secretary over yonder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Vice Chair, I'd like to make a motion for an appointment for chair. I'd like to put forth a motion to vote to approve Adam Haywood as the new chair of the Finance Board.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Again,
Mark?
roll
Oh,
call.
we got to do roll call.
Yeah.
All right, Greg?
Absolutely.
Brian?
Yes, aye.
Duncan?
Yes, aye.
I will abstain. Melissa?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
All right, unanimous.
Mr. Chair, before we move on, do we need, just so that I know, do we need to reappoint a member to the CPC while
No,
we're going through this process right now?
we do not. It was a 3-year appointment that we did last year.
Okay, so that person is.
It's myself, and
Yes,
that is
I know.
that, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so now we need a vice chair.
Any volunteers?
Mark?
If Mark isn't willing to volunteer, then I will volunteer for that position to help you.
Yeah, I'm good either way. I don't know. I know I've been out of pocket the last couple of meetings, but I'm sort of back to normal. So if you want me to keep taking notes, I'll keep taking notes.
Would
Um,
you, would you vice chair?
sure, I'll vice chair too. Whatever's easy for everybody else.
And
I'm going to double down on a motion. I'm going to make the motion that we appoint Mark as the vice chair and Brian as the secretary. I know he's good with that from other things.
okay,
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. Greg?
Yes.
Brian?
I will vote yes for Mark, and I will abstain for secretary.
Duncan?
Yes to both.
I'm a yes. Melissa?
Yes to both.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm a yes.
All
I'll
right.
stand for myself. And I will get caught up. I think we're behind one meeting unless somebody else got the notes up from the last meeting. So I'll make sure those go out in the next couple of days.
All right, perfect, appreciate that. All right, moving on to next item of business, fiscal year 26 transfers. Rebecca, you want to take it from here?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So we just have one transfer before you this evening. This is in regards to the building department. So we were approached later by the building commissioner, Sam Joslin, as to a few items that were unanticipated, one of which was coverage for alternate inspectors. Since the inspectors have been out, there's an alternate inspector that will come and perform those inspections. One of those absences has been a little bit longer than we typically see. There is an illness, so it has caused a issue with being able to pay the alternate. And then the second aspect was in regards to the mileage and cell phone reimbursement for the building commissioner. We had received a BRIC grant to do digitization of our building files and getting things online, and things were a little bit more costly. So the building commissioner tried to cover those expenses with his expense line, and unfortunately did not leave himself enough to reimburse himself as he does annually for his cell phone and mileage. So we are looking to transfer a total of $2,500. We do have available funds within our health insurance budget to make that transfer. And in order to memorialize and formalize this move, we wanted to have it done through the transfer process. Due to timing, we did bring this before the select board on Monday. They did vote to approve the transfer, so it is now before the finance board. And this does give us enough time before our July 15th deadline in order to make that transfer.
Okay, and where are we taking the transfer from?
The health insurance line.
Got it. And have we addressed this for going forward?
Correct. We're in the process of making an agreement for extended absences for inspectors. If they are going to be gone for consecutive 14 days, then we will not need to provide the coverage as we currently do, which is $50 per inspection. They will go towards the monthly stipends that the inspector gets for performing those duties. So moving forward, we'll have a policy in place that will allow us to accurately budget for that particular situation that, again, was not necessarily seen.
All right, so right now, I just want to understand, right now they're paid per inspection? The
So
alternates?
right now, there's a monthly stipends that they receive for about $1,200. And when they're not able to perform an inspection, an alternate inspector will perform that inspection for $50 per inspection.
Gotcha. So the alternates are per inspection?
Exactly. And that's causing the budgetary constraint. When there's an extended absence, it puts a little bit more pressure, whereas typically if somebody's out sick or out on vacation, there might be 1 or 2 inspections during that week. It's not a big deal, but when the inspector is extended or expected to be out for an extended period of time, those can add up.
Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns, theories?
And the Board of Health is okay with you? They don't need their money? They've been informed that you're taking it from their lines?
We're not. We're taking it from the health insurance line.
Oh, I thought you said health
Nope.
expenses.
Health insurance line. So we're taking $2,500 from there. Plus, closing out the fiscal year, there's plenty of smaller accounts that would provide that amount of money.
Have we paid the last health insurance bill for the year?
The last, I'm sorry?
Have we paid the last health insurance bill for the year?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, I see how much is left then. Okay, fine with me.
Anybody else?
No, I have nothing.
Nothing.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the transfer for $2,500 from the health insurance line item in the budget to cover the shortfall in the inspectional services budget.
I'll second that.
All right, any discussion? Call for the vote. Greg?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
I'm a yes. Melissa?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Next up, we have approval of minutes from the 6/3/26 meeting. We do not have those, but Mark will have them for us for the next meeting. And then we're planning our next meeting, which, do we need an August one, do you think? Do you foresee, I know originally we were gonna skip July and do August.
So I don't anticipate anything coming up in terms of any votes that would need to be taken, but we can start to begin our plans for the upcoming fiscal year, or the upcoming budget. As you know, we're in, and we've just started our fiscal year 27 budget. However, the planning process for capital improvement projects, et cetera, kind of really begins in the September timeframe. So we can either skip August, or we can meet in August and start to discuss what plans we have. I also know that the accountant is closing out the fiscal year, so she will not have an update at the beginning of August. She may have an update towards the end of August, but most likely September, when we'll also start putting in all of the information for setting our tax rate. So I think that the more productive meeting would be in September, but the board chooses, we're able to meet in August as well. But I don't have anything pressing. Those are the upcoming things that I would anticipate.
Is everybody good with just wait until September?
I'm okay with that, yeah.
I am also okay with that.
All right, so we're third Wednesday typically, so that would put us on September 16th.
I'll be out of town for a training. Is there somewhere I can Zoom?
Yep.
Okay.
We can certainly set that up. It's always on the agenda, the link for the Zoom.
And what time were you thinking?
I like 6 o'clock.
6? Everybody okay with 6
Yeah.
This is fine.
All right.
PM?
So
Thank you.
let it be said, let it be done. Next meeting, September 16th at 6 PM.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Do you usually entertain ideas for agendas for these meetings?
Absolutely.
Um,
We would chalk that up right on the next line item of other items not reasonably anticipated. And then we will talk about them.
I reasonably anticipated it, no. And as Rebecca said, obviously, it's awful early to start a budget process because you're still getting numbers from there. But I would certainly hope that we would have the final numbers from fiscal '26 by then, for what we took in for revenue and things like that. I think I'd like to discuss how that closed out, because those numbers, obviously, she said, go on the tax thing. And
So what
as
we'll,
a revenue estimate, I think I'd like to begin the discussion of how we want to treat those going forward.
absolutely. In September, we'll have the accountant come in, and Ellen will give us the year-end wrap-up report,
Perfect,
entertain questions and whatnot for that.
perfect.
Any other items not reasonably anticipated?
I have 2.
Shoot.
First one's, I would think, a simple one. I know the select board just had some training on the open meeting law and some new black box stuff that needs to happen. I know one of them pertains to, outside of this recording, if someone in the audience is recording, you have to make them know about it. It was been suggested things like the chair must define the amount of time that people have the ability to speak, things of that nature. When will you have something either submitted by the person that gave that education to the select board in written form, so that this board and every other board can have access to it to understand what those new rules are? Because I assume those apply to us also, correct?
100%. I have the presentation, and I can send that over to the chair to distribute to the board, and I'll also distribute it to the town clerk and ask that she share that with all the other boards and commissions in town. And we'll include the YouTube link of the training, which was recorded, that was provided to the select
Right,
board.
because, obviously, that's quite important. The main reason why is because now that I've been elected to be secretary, I normally use my phone to capture that. I know this videotaping that we do is the potential for a transcript also being generated.
Correct.
Is that true? I suppose you and I could talk offline as to how I would obtain that. If not, as long as Adam lets people know up front that I am recording it for the purpose of capturing the minutes, that would be sufficient?
That would be sufficient, but we can talk again offline on how to get you the transcript, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, all right. And the other thing is I know one of the select board members was talking about school budget, and she's been working on the math and trying to figure out all that black box magic that goes on. I'd like to put forth a motion to this board or this committee to see if we can have the elected school board members come before us, before we really get into their school budgeting for next year so that they can explain what their needs are to us financially, and then we can explain where we sit as a finance board and the advice and guidance that we would give to the select board as to whether something, obviously, is a good expenditure or not a good expenditure. Is there something that we can do to, make that happen? Because it seems like it's very difficult to get them to come before us.
So
And I
why-
think-
Why don't we'll peg that as a agenda item for next, and
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll draft up a letter to our school board things.
Yeah.
We'll all
Okay.
read the
All right,
letter,
thank you.
approve it, and then we'll invite them to come in and speak with us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. I have nothing else.
Duncan?
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm good. Melissa?
I'm all,
Mark, did you have anything?
No, I'm good, thanks.
All right. That being said, I think our business is done here.
I put forth a motion that we close our meeting at 6:15 PM.
I'll second.
All right, I'll call for the vote. Greg?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Duncan?
Yes.
Me, yes. Melissa?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned, 6:15 PM. Thank you all for coming in, I appreciate it.
It's a record.